Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Aquarius to new moon in Leo, July into August 2021. I'm your reader, Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, hey, my Rams, hope you are all well. If you're new to the channel, what we're doing here is a 7-card draw, 1 card from 7 different decks. Let's see, this time we've got 2 tarot, we've got 2 healing systems, what's that, 4, oh, and 3 oracles, one of which is the Blessed Bee cards, which are wonderful. Those would be the last card down. Really digging those a lot, very powerful. But then again, I don't work with decks I don't love, who don't love me. So, you know, general read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more information about what you need to let go of, to alchemize, to heal, to forgive, to release, to transform during a specific timeline. We are looking at the full moon in Aquarius, Friday, July 23rd, 10:37 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York, so don't make me do math. And then we are looking at a waning moon, right? Releasing that side of the things to the new moon in Leo on Sunday, 8/8, which I know about 8/8. Please, I was involved in the original one back in the 90s, 9:50 a.m. So definitely, you can certainly hit that full moon, 10:37 p.m. I do a little bit later at night, and 9:50 a.m. is not a horrible time to do a little new moon intentional stuff. So let's clear your energy, our energy, the waning, so that we can really set forth clear intentions for the new moon in Leo, which is all about pleasure, right? 5th house, creativity, good fortune, and probably at some point gonna trine your Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cool? Other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, that you need to help you do the shadow work. And do keep in mind, as you heal, holographically we all heal, so it's not all about you, Aries. I mean, it is. Only you can heal what only you can heal for you, but it does have that quantum ripple effect, so to speak. Instantaneously, too, from what I've been shown. So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and if you would like to book me for a reading, I never reach out to people and ask them if they want reading, so if anybody's got my picture or anything like that, that ain't me. You can find me on Facebook, Angelo Lyons in Holbrook, on Twitter, at ProfWitch, and on Instagram, Angelo Lyons, or you can email me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com, but keep in mind the spam game is nuts over on Gmail lately. So it takes me a while to sort through who is who there. Other than that, oh, let's get up in this gig. Breathe. Yeah, I already did my prayer, my meditation. I took a shower, did my hair, did a facial. You know, really feeling good here and getting these out before full moon. So I call upon, here we go, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the dominant archetype from the Caroline Mace archetype deck that they are alchemizing from shadow to light, lead to gold, toxic to healthy, pain to peace? Whether it's their archetype they're dealing with, their own soul power they're developing here, maybe somebody else they're dealing with, maybe a situation, and absolutely that can be holographic, all 3 at once, or any combo. So what is the dominant archetype for this Aries collective watching this puppy? Oh boy, we're on the first read of the series, and you got the Messiah, definitely a divine family archetype. And if you are self-employed, I will say this one pops up in the shadow quite a bit. The exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And I've had moments of that, you know, Messiah, right? It's a tricky word. But certainly you find that in people that when they are stressed, when their nervous systems are overwhelmed, if I don't do it, it's not going to get done, forgetting that, you know, the divine is at play. There's a divine plan in play, right? So chill. You make much wiser decisions. And honestly, if this is business oriented for you, you can't screw up the divine plan. You just can't. Even your mistakes are part of it. Your success may be delayed, but it cannot be prevented. And you play a role in how much it is delayed. The light side of this, serving humanity with humility. And in my book, Words of Grace, $9.99 on Kindle, link in the description box. You can preview it for free, and you don't need Kindle. You just need the free Kindle app, right? $9.99, less than a pack of cigarettes. I talk about the grace of humility. It is like the first grace I talk about in the book, and I think the last grace, because the last chapter in there on grace is your saving grace. So of all the graces in there and more, you really get a prayer for, well, what is my saving grace, at least for today or lifelong? Humility is mine, which is knowing that you don't know. Right? Grant me the maiden grace of humility. There's maiden, there's mother, and the crone, the three gateway graces that open up all the rest. Grant me the maiden grace to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown only what I need to know, and when what you want to know and when you need to know are the same thing. You think you did it. You didn't. And when you get what you want to know, need to know, but what you don't want to know, you think you screwed up, and that's not true either, right? So take some time to really look into that. Now, you might be dealing with this in somebody in your family, in your circle of friends, in your work environment, as well as this can absolutely be in a romantic relationship. Well, if I don't make this work, it's not going to work. Then it's not worth it, right? If it's not mutual. So let's see. Don't worry. We got 6 other cards to clarify this. Let's go to the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Doing these in order, collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves, and then all pantheons of that blessed be deck. So breathe. As I call upon the angels of fire and the sign of Aries, the Michaelites, the angels of the legions of Archangel Michael, please, one card in clarity for my beloved Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, who I hope will like and subscribe if they're new. Please, who are the legions of healing angels that they need to call upon to help them alchemize that Messiah archetype in some way, shape, or form in their energy field, in their life, this full in Aquarius to new in Leo? Retreat, like I said, pull back, retreat, rejuvenate, renew, refresh, rebirth, right? Yeah, it's the waning moon, the death part, right? And then you get to the new moon, rebirth, as part of that lunar cycle. And certainly this could be going to a spiritual retreat, right? Sometimes, yeah, it's sort of that 8 of Cups. Let me pull back into myself. Let me do my own healing here. But certainly if you have the exaggerated belief that it's you or it doesn't get done, then you really might need to truly connect with the divine, ask for guidance and grace, and maybe a little glimpse of the divine plan, so you can get, you've done nothing wrong. No one's done anything wrong. Well, even our mistakes, even our most toxic moments, when we are possessed by shadows, the shadow read, that's part of the script too, right? Because, you got to feel it to heal it. And sometimes to be holy, you need to go through holy. That's the alchemy. I didn't make it that way. It would have been nice if everybody was, well, I think we are mostly born enlightened, but then conditioning, depending on, unless you were raised in an ashram or something like that, right? Then why are you watching YouTube? Let's go. Let's do the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, because this is sort of in your 8th chakra, if you will, influencing, again, it can be your archetype, somebody else's situation, all of that. So this is heart, throat, third eye, crown chakras, your internal world, your yin-ternal world, your feminine energy, if you speak that language. I prefer yin, because it doesn't have body parts involved or insinuated. Let's see. Breathe. As I call upon Harmonia, my goddess of fire and the sign of Aries, please, one card in clarity for the Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the perfect Daughters of the Moon tarot card here to illustrate what it is they need to deal with inside of themselves, considering they've got retreat there, to alchemize this Messiah archetype, this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo, July, August 2021. The Aquarius card. Now, if you have Aquarian planets, great, but really we are looking at the Queen of Swords here, or the Crone of Blades, Ixchel, who's riding an eagle. She's an eagle woman, and she's got scissors in her hands. Now, this would certainly say to me that it's going within, into the mind, and then up into the 8th chakra, where there is no thought. Thought is third eye, right? Mental power, spiritual power. And then if you can, up it into that 8th chakra so that you can see the larger picture. I love saying it this way. Like, the crown chakra is the penthouse of your energy field. The 8th chakra is the satellite, right? So get that GPS, and it takes retreat, but this isn't just pulling back horizontally. It's going back and up. Last book of C.S. Lewis's Narnia series, the final battle, I think it is, when he sends them into his land, he tells them, keep further in and higher up, or higher in and further up, or something, deeper in and further up, something like that. And I get that here, that you will see things clearly and get that it's not all about you. I know, Aries, it's all about you. I mean, the healing part of this, only you can do this. But if you are dealing with somebody with the Messiah archetype, sometimes it's really good to pull back and see clearly where perhaps the spiritual ego has taken them over. And the spiritual ego is nothing more than your ego that has learned spiritual language, and it uses it to lash you. Well, your vision board, you didn't use the right glue stick, right? That kind of stuff. It's just not true. It's just so not true. So let's find out what this looks like on the outside, either from the outside looking in at you horizontally, or you from the inside looking out horizontally at something in the physical world. This would be root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamic, completing all 8 chakras here. Please take a nice deep breath. Waiting to inhale. Please, my beloved gods of fire, Hephaestus and Pan. One card in clarity for my beloved Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the Mythic Tarot? Perfect Mythic Tarot card that they most need to acknowledge and pay attention to help them with the outside world of this, to alchemize this Messiah with the healing angels of retreat, with that Queen of Swords going up really high and seeing particularly what beliefs need to go. You know, there's always a higher truth. You create your own reality is a truth, but then you go higher and you realize, oh, I create my psychological reality by how I interpret what's going on around me, right? I mean, Abraham Hicks doesn't come right out and say that, and I think they're one of the best teachers of like core law of attraction stuff, but it's what the ego does with it, right? It turns it into a weapon, because if it's not coming, what'd you do wrong? And then you end up doing like affirmations all day long and driving yourself nuts. Which that fixed air could be that. So what does this look like on the outside? Root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamic for my Aries this full in Aquarius to new in Leo. Well, the Tower card. So look, with the Messiah on here, I'm not really getting that this is purely about something being reduced to its foundation, although that may be true. But from the outside looking in, this might be a belief system that's been struck by lightning. Now, light is truth, right? So enlightenment is in truth and man. And when I teach tarot, and I will be, but I want to do it in an actual classroom. I'll record it. But I want feedback from actual students in the room. I got my J&J. I'm good. So imagine somebody who doesn't believe in ghosts or spirits or anything, like all that metaphysical stuff is just crap. And then one morning before they wake up, there's great-grandma standing at the foot of the bed going, hey, bachagaloop, right? In 1 second, gone. Like all of that disbelief and all of that infrastructure of limiting belief is taken down all at once. And I feel like, yes, if this is triggered by something in the outside world, something that you were relying upon, depending upon, defining your reality, then certainly know that it is for the well-being of all, but that doesn't mean you have to like it. You have to be authentic about what's going on here, but the higher you can fly within yourself. And how do you do that with distractions? Other people poking at you, right? Thank you, Paula Poundstone. You need to really rise above and see this from the higher heights. And the GPS, right, the Google Maps version of what's going on here. And look, I don't get more than flashes of that, and I've been doing this practically my entire lifetime. And still, this sort of vision can really change things in an instant. Like finding out that you're a soul, not a body, and you know, if you've remembered even one past life, you're not a body, right? You've had the experience, and it's sort of, oh right, I'm not in charge of everything that happens here. I create the story of my reality. So maybe with those scissors there and this Baboom, the tower, we got Poseidon here, god of the waters, the oceans, but also the god of earthquakes, the earth shaker. So that's somebody shook. Now, if that's somebody else you're dealing with, and this says, yeah, pull back, pull back, see them differently. But this could be you as well. So with that fixed air there, we're going to get you a healing mantra card from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Something to focus on mentally, right? And remember, air feeds fire. Please breathe. Okie dokie, I call upon my ascended masters of spiritual growth, because this is really what this feels like. But if not, General Assembly, but certainly this feels like spiritual growth and evolution going on here. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for them? We're not doing the bookie book this time, so give me the words you want me to say to them for this full moon in Aquarius, waxing to new in Leo. Expressing free will. I know this one. My choices determine how brightly I shine. And really, we only have two choices in any given moment. How we express our free will is something very third chakra here. Choices, decisions, willpower, love or fear. That's it. I'm sort of a hardcore student of A Course in Miracles, and that's what the whole thing is about. If they called it A Course in Forgiveness, no one would read it. But the miracle is a shift in consciousness. Catch this. I'm going to give you a New Testament from fear to love, because they're mutually exclusive. So what? You got to turn the other cheek, see this differently. So even the choices that you make inside of yourself, the choice to retreat. But I'll tell you this, intention is pretty much everything, which is element of fire. It's not just what you do, it's why you do it. There's a difference between a healthy retreat and running away out of fear, right? So my retreat is into, right? Deeper in and further up, whatever that phrase is. So there's something here about you expressing your free will, and yes, that can be done through action, certainly expressing through action, pulling back. Okay. I haven't been coughing all morning, so when I sit here and do this and it comes up, particularly with the throat chakra dynamic going on here, you need the grace of protection and the grace of counsel. In my book, Words of Grace, certainly to counsel myself to make the wisest, most loving, empowering choices and decisions right now. Because if you are indeed self-employed, there's another mantra in this deck called Amplifying Abundance. Abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. Thank you, Matt Kahn, for that one. It was a big one. That says the universe will give you everything that you need to pull this off in exchange, lawyer's phrase, I was raised by a lawyer, for letting your light shine at full capacity. And that's part of my prayer every day. That's why I sort of gave up about worrying about my numbers on YouTube. I just finally, reached like 1,900. It's like, whatever. Other readers are just like racking up the subscribers. I'm like, but you know what? This is my sacred art form. I'm just going to let my light shine. And if people want more, they will. And if they don't, swipe left. So expressing your free will, right? Only you can express your free will with how you want to deal with this. Now, if you've been watching my channel, I think you know what's next. Woo, the whispers of love, oracle, the voices of the higher selves. And really, if you can get up to the 8th chakra, it's the home of the higher self, at least the 5th dimensional higher self, right? So let's see what this puppy has to say, because this is the party turner. All of a sudden you're dealing with romance. It's like, wow. So please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but I'm going to get you the best perfect card we can get here. Breathe. Okay. All right. Yeah, I have Saturn retrograde in Aries, so I'm not in this reading, but I know a lot of Aries people who take it all on themselves, right? So if this is you, let's find out what your higher self has to say as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for this Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading? Dealing with the Messiah archetype, the healing angels of retreat, Queen of Swords, Crone of Blades, the Aquarius card, Ixchel, the Eagle Woman, really getting up into the stratosphere, frozen air, fixed air, with that Tower on the outer, which can be them being struck by a lightning bolt of truth in this, or being struck by a lightning something on the outside which drives them in. To retreat, expressing their free will, their choices determining how brightly they shine. It's their whisper of love. This full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. Spend some quality time together. Now that goes a little tricky with that retreat thing, unless this is spending time with somebody, either you and or them, serving humanity with humility. Spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationship with, listening and talking to each other. So an equal expression of your own free will. Now, this does not have to necessarily be romantic. This could be business. This could be family. And certainly, you know, there's a difference between the martyr archetype and the Messiah archetype. The martyr archetype is in this deck as well. That's learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. This is different. This is really saying it is me, me, and only me that can do this in the shadow. And that is eventually surrendered in time. Your choices determining how quickly that happens. To say, no, look, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be shown what I need to know as I need to know. With every breath, everything I need is given to me in the now. So I'm just going to make the choice to spend some quality time with this person, either them as the Messiah, me, you, I guess, as the Messiah, or the situation. Because then there can be healthy cooperation. You know, people talk about codependence, and it's one of the worst addictive patterns because it destroys dreams. It really does. And so people say, well, what's the opposite of that? Independence? No. Independence is very much that, no, it's me and it's only me, and if I can't rely or depend on anybody, that comes from fear. We're talking about healthy interdependence or cooperation, right? Equal, give and take here. And I think with the expressing free will, there's nothing wrong with saying, I want to serve humanity with humility, but I don't have to do it alone. And it's not all on me, because ultimately, there's only one of us here. Unity, U-N-I-T-Y. Let's get your last card on the table, and I love this deck. And I really only use it for the waning reads, right? Because I'm trying to limit my bookie book reading to one a reading, I guess I should say. That's saying reading twice, but it's not redundant because it's two different meanings. The Blessed Bee deck, right? The mystical cards, the mystical Celtic blessing cards, to enrich and empower, and I love them. And it seems like the first part of it tells you a bit about the energy, what the card is, and then the second part of it gives the blessing, and I'm going to channel a blessing for you from the pantheons of gods and goddesses. That means all gods and goddesses. Yes, my tarot is dedicated to my Hellenics, absolutely. No question, my Hellenic Greeks. But these are all pantheons of gods and goddesses. Please take a nice deep breath. because it feels like I have every pantheon working with me nowadays, global empath that I am. Please, my pantheons of gods and goddesses, all of you, please, one card in clarity for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the blessing you have placed on them that they need to embrace and be aware of with this Messiah archetype, serving humanity with humility, with the healing angels of retreat, getting up into that at least third eye, crown, 8th chakra with the Aquarius card, Queen of Swords, Ixchel, Crone of Blades with Poseidon, the Tower on the outside, their own enlightenment. They see things so clearly, it changes the game completely. Maybe someone around them is doing that, so that they can get the clarity they need to express their free will, their choices, determining how brightly they shine while they spend, or maybe choose of their own free will, to spend quality time together. Imperative that they spend quality time with those who are in significant relationship, with listening and talking to each other. What's the blessing you place upon them now and has probably been with them all along? This new moon, full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. A blessing to bring prosperity. You know, was kind of feeling like this it felt like there's a financial element here, even though we don't have pentacles on the table necessarily, except for the one I put there, but that's not a card. That's a sacred item. The blessing to bring prosperity. Now, beautiful. I mean, there's no ugly cards in this deck. But look at her. She's like holding apples, and one of the apples, has a pentacle. Well, because if you cut an apple in half, right? Do you see that? Do you see it? Comment if you see it. I don't care. Do what you want. You do you. Card number 21. Oh, I need my magnifying glass for this, don't I? I'll do my best with a microscopic italic, and I open, try to excuse me while I bury my nose in this book. Oh, there you are. I have pants on, don't worry. Okay, I just cleaned it last night too. So just for the first part of it, microscopic italic, thanks Blue Angel Publishing. I love them now. Breathe. Card number 21, a blessing to bring prosperity. A blessing for you so that you will always have enough to support you and see you thrive. It's different than survive. Thrive. This is the blessing. That's as much description as they give. Breathe. Dearest friend, may there be more than what it is you need, yet always let you be appreciative of all the gifts you have been given. May the natural prosperity and gifts of each season be yours, the fullness and wide open arms of summer, and its rich harvests. May the falling leaves of autumn bring you the urge to let go and bring in and do what must be done. Let the depths of winter bring to you the richness of the inner light and life, the cold reminding you of the great golden heart at the center of you, and allow the spring bring to you the green shoots pushing through new beginnings. May there be plenty for adventures beyond your home and hearth. Let there be sufficient so that there is always wood in your fire. Not great grammar. Food in the pot and light shining down upon you. Boom. May the flow of abundance that nature reveals within all of her faces be yours. And whenever there is need, know it will be met again and again with the blessings of the universe, for they will flow to you. And you may gather them up in your arms and create more and more of whatever it is that you need, whatever it is your soul calls out for. You will be able to create a home. You will be able to nourish yourself and those you love. You will no longer struggle or attempt to force. Instead, You will enter the streams, the stream of plenty that flows all about you and is now yours. Let prosperity real and true be yours, and may there be gratitude and charity and generosity from you to meet the bounty of the world that now flows to you. Blessings of prosperity to you, friend. Let bounty be shared and its ways taught, so that we may all know the simple secrets of growing enough for all that is needed. Blessed be. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Like, really picked that up there with that about letting your light shine at full capacity here, but you may need a recharge. But honestly, if you're really identifying with, well, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done, then spending quality time with people, expressing your free will, right? Your choices determining how brightly you shine, that's going to bring in prosperity, because we're all in this together. And, if you've been, people have lied, deceived, lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, I can understand you wanting to do that for yourself. It's happened to me a crap load in my personal as well as professional life. But, that's why I go further in and higher up, or whatever that is. Oh, let me just put it together for you in a blessing of my own while them working through me. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of the divine, please, may the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo, that they may receive the blessing to bring prosperity to them as they deal with this tower moment, their own enlightenment, or maybe something completely zorched in 1 second as they alchemize the Messiah archetype, serving humanity with humility, knowing that they don't know, but they are willing to be shown, and spending quality time together. Because it's imperative that they spend quality time with those they are in significant relationship with, listening and talking to each other with the healing angels of retreat, which certainly means they can retreat with someone else to get away from the cacophonous din of life on planet Earth and transformation, so that they can go further in and higher up, get into those higher stratas of the atmosphere, symbolically speaking, to see the larger picture and cut away that which does not serve. Why? So that they can express their free will, their choices determining how brightly they shine. And as they do, they will discover they are able, in exchange for letting their light shine, making the choices that make them shine brightly, that they get all that they need. That abundance is their birthright, and they're ready to receive it now, but not alone. For their well-being, for the well-being whoever this significant other is, and for the well-being of all of life on planet Earth and probably beyond, knowing the Aries. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. Yeah. Not bad for the first one out, huh? Boogie down. It was a good read. It ends well, begins strong, ends well. The only thing that really gives me pause here now is this Tower card. But with the other kind of real spiritual, vibey stuff going on here, and it may be this lightning bolt hits while you spend significant time, and you have that revelation that just changes not just your worldview, but perhaps because of this abundance coming in, understanding that, well, it just can't do it alone. Name the movie. Comment below. I mean, otherwise, what a great read. You want to go deeper? Book me, like I said. All the links are in the description box if you want to find me on social media. And do check out my book, Words of Grace. I think because I wrote that during the dark night of the soul that lasted years and years and years. Got hit with actually 3 in a row. So, yeah, there's some great prayers in there. It is essentially a prayer book, but it's broken down by chakra chapter, $9.99 USD. This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo. Hail. Farewell and blessed be.